Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner with Keller Williams Realty and the host of this show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. I want to take just a minute to say a heartfelt thank you for your support and tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I'm very proud to share that we are celebrating our 50th radio show this month and launching into our third consecutive year of this show, all thanks to you. I also want to thank all the amazing people that were kind enough to come on the show and share their stories, thoughts, fears, wisdom, and experiences with all of us over the last 2 years, including my co-hosts and friends, Sharon Crockett and Michael Maher with Prime Lending. I personally have made some amazing friendships as a direct result of this radio show, and I couldn't be more grateful. As always, throw the phone in the drawer, be present, spend some time with your friends and loved ones, and make it a fantastic Saturday. Thanks again for your amazing support of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning. I wanted to share the fact that we've been in business now about a year and a half. We have over 50 real estate agents, and there's a reason for that. Mainly, it's relationship and culture. You know, sometimes people definitely look at the money and the commissions and the splits, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships, trust, that familial connection that you have at Keller Williams. That's what we strive to do, and that's how we look at our clients. We now have offices in Brewster, Chelan, and Wenatchee. We have agents in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and Cashmere and Leavenworth, Chelan, Brewster. Really having a good time. So if you're interested in learning about why is Keller Williams Realty growing as fast as we've grown and have as many agents that are focused on their clients as we do, give us a call at 509-888-0038 or just stop by and see us at 1111 North Mission Street right here in Wenatchee.
You're tuned to Russ McClellan and Friends on the real estate show Home Sweet Home. Let's get back to Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. That's me and Friends. And today, for a whole, since we've been open, my original gangster Renaissance Man, Seth Stevens, who has a team, is in the house with me. And when I say house, it's pretty much like my house. It's our new office. And I say new office because you know what we did? We decided to go from a larger office, about 5,000 square feet, which I used kind of a metaphor of that would be like a 1994 Cadillac getting about 8 miles to the gallon. In other words, inefficient. And we decided to cut that square footage in half, save about, X dollars, which is a lot. And as a profit sharing company, my brokers were like, yeah, I like that. Let's save money so we can put money in a more efficient way. And what we did is we actually have a better setup with more offices that are now communal in our new location. So that's all started just July 1st. And during this process of the COVID virus, it's given us opportunity to reflect and become even more efficient. Because I believe this, Seth, if you don't adapt, and if you think you're going to always get what you've always, what's that saying? You can't always do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten in the post-COVID land.
Yep.
Easy for me to say, right? The point is, you have to adapt, and we're adapting. We're actually doing things now at a higher level where it's an a la carte menu, where if you want us to do your listing input, we're going to be able to do it. You want us to do a transaction coordinating, Seth, we're going to do it. You want us to hire the professional photographer, we're going to do it. We're generating 400 plus leads a month for buyers. 400 leads a month. So if you're a seller out there and you're thinking about getting the highest dollar, call Seth Stevens in the Stevens Home Group, because he's got the ability, if he chooses to plug into those leads. What that means, if he needs it, we're there for him. But you don't pay for it if you don't need it. So if you're a real estate broker out there and you're paying 50%, 60% in perpetuity, take a big deep breath, step back and make more money with us. Let's get together and have some fun. And if whatever you need, my goal is this, Seth. I want you to tell the listeners if I'm BSing or not. Again, I'll edit it out if you give me the wrong answer. Okay. That's just a rule here. No, I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, if someone is doing something, and I'm sure they are, at a higher level than Keller Williams, I'm focused on it with a committee, a team. I want to know exactly why they're beating us, and then we're going to put resources and intention and focus on that until we master it. That's my commitment to you guys as a brokerage, as the operating partner and the designated broker of this firm. And what's cool is we're in alignment. And when I say in alignment, you made a comment to me about how you walk in and how you feel about Keller Williams. Could you explain what you meant by that the whole time you've been here?
there's never been a day where I feel like I've came in and I have like a boss or I guess what would be a designated broker or I've never felt like I wasn't on the same page or like the same level as anybody, day one of getting my license, or even when I was in the office before I got my license during the trainings and classes that you guys offer to the agents. And I haven't heard the same thing about other places. Like you mentioned, a lot of places will take this top-down approach, and here it's more of a family-centered approach, and we're all here trying to actually help each other, grow our businesses and help as many people as we can get into their dream home or get out of sticky situations, or advise a family on an estate after a loved one passes away. We're the trusted real estate advisors, and since day one I've always felt like that's what I've been when I've been with Keller Williams, because we're all here to lift each other up and not tear each other down.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, right? I mean, it's a cliche, but it is kind of true. Mm-hmm. You try to enable everybody to be successful, because again, that an abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset to me simply means this: if you have an abundant mindset, for me to win, that means you don't have to lose. Mm-hmm. Or for you to win doesn't mean I have to lose. Although we're in competition with each other, we all are self-employed essentially. But we high-five each other and celebrate the successes. We don't just sit there in the bleacher seats and play armchair quarterback. And man, you see it so much on social media right now, and mm-hmm. so much in life where everybody seems, they must be perfect because they're so good at critiquing other people, and they know nothing about what's really going on. I mean, we make all these assumptions and we just want to come in and hammer. I'm mm-hmm. just not into it, man. If you're into talking crap about other people and pulling other people down and to make yourself feel better, to me, that's a bully mentality. The one thing that's funny about my dad, speaking of our parents, and I look at the lessons that I've learned, and boy, I don't know what's happening to you, but they're coming up all the time. The things that he's told me.
It gets worse.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's funny, when I was in elementary school, I was a little guy, right? Like, I think I was 155 soaking wet when I was a senior in high school. And, I'd get in little scuffles in elementary school in the playground, and my dad would come up in his cowboy boots, cowboy hat, probably drove a tractor to school, because we had an orchard there in Manson, and that
or
I was raised on. Yeah, a horse, probably rode a horse to school. Yeah, back in the good old days. And he'd ask the principal if I was in the principal's office because I got in a little altercation or something, little boxing match or something. He'd be like, "What happened?" "Well, your son popped this kid in the nose." "Why?" Well, he hit him first." "Okay, why?" "Well, he was picking on somebody." "You look at me, son, did you defend somebody and you popped that bully in the nose?" And then my dad would look at the principal and go, "What's the problem here?" Principal, back in the day, they were all knew each other in small town America. Like, "Okay, get out. Try not to do it anymore, Russ."
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the whole idea of bullies is I just don't like it. And even the cyber bully stuff that you see, it's just unfortunate. And, the good news is that if you're humble, and you are, and yet you're intense, because you can be aggressive and creative, and those aren't bad words, and you can mm-hmm. do that with a humility that a lot of times we don't see. But you're doing that in your own team now. You're growing your team. In fact, mm-hmm. you just hired another broker, Riggs Mischke, and I'm excited to see how you now mentor more people as you mature and grow. I say mature because you're 19, but you've matured a lot. And I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I definitely have a little bit.
I doubt people would ever know you're 19 if you just it's just amazing to me, because I remember when I was 19, holy man, you're so much further than I was. It's really cool to watch. So are you excited about Riggs and what he can do?
Yeah, Riggs and I have been friends for quite some time now, and he's seen how my life has progressed since I became a real estate agent, and how many opportunities it's just unlocked for me in so many different ways, not even just in real estate, and he's 20 years old. He's actually my roommate, and
he's an old man.
He is, yeah. He's pursuing the same degree as me, and he's been working hard to get his license, and he's super excited and eager to be ready to help people sell or buy their home, or just be a real estate advisor for him. And I'm excited to work with him at Steven's Home Group, and two 20-year-olds. That's a good combination, I think, in the world of real estate.
It's a great
now.
combination. I mean, think about this. I got introduced to computers in I was younger, but really, I think I had an Apple IIe, right? Like a 5 1/4-inch floppy disk. I mean,
that thing was sweet, Russ.
Yeah,
okay.
it would probably worth some serious money now if I'd have kept it. But my point is that we weren't, I'm at that age where, the fax machine wasn't invented when I got in real estate, frankly. And look at you and look at the world of technology. So the age thing doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. It really means nothing. If anything, sometimes being older makes it much harder, because learning new software or learning a new web-based program, which is everywhere, mm-hmm. on almost every, even Zoom. Mm-hmm. Like, Taylor, our CEO, and Luke Groen, who's a younger guy too, my partner, they laugh at me because half the time I can't even figure out how to get on. I can't figure out how to get off. And they're just like, dude, how many times we got to tell you how to do this? It's like tying your shoes. and I'm pulling my hair out. And if you ever see me, that's hard to do. Yeah. Right. And you're just a natural, right? So sometimes that learning curve is actually much harder for people that are older. And and it's offset by experience. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's pluses and minuses, and that goes, that kind of bodes well to our point. Like, we combine strengths. Mm-hmm. So if you need something from me, you can ask me, or Taylor, or Kelly, our market center administrator, who's also an investor. Or if I need something to you, like, hey, Seth, how do I get on Zoom, man?
I'll help you get on Zoom, Russ.
Yeah, right? Like, it's kind of, you think it's just like, what a dork. But I love that. I love that about the real estate business, that you can look at it as your own business. Mm-hmm. The barrier to entry is pretty low, but let's face it. How much do you actually know about selling real estate when you pass the test?
Not a single thing. No, I mean, genuinely, the test is just kind of an obstacle to get you to the license to be able to actually do it. But in all reality, you can breeze through the course, if we're being completely honest, and that's when the real training starts. And I think that it's interesting how you pointed out that it's easier to kind of learn technology stuff when you're younger, but I think it kind of applies to a lot of different things, because younger people, if you're going into a new field, you're just a sponge and you have no idea what you're doing, so you're constantly looking for how to do things, or new ways to, beat out your competition who's closing 5 deals a month, and they've been doing it for, the last 15 years. Yeah. And it's getting creative with it.
Yeah, for sure. Breaking bad habits is an issue, right? If you have them, and the world changes. So if you think you can do everything the same, you're going to be sadly out of a job. Yeah. So, hey man, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. As always. Your point's well taken, that at the end of the day, a guy told me once when he got into real estate and he was brand new, he says, I was dumb enough to do what they told me, and I was smart enough to keep doing it.
It's a good motto.
Right? At Keller Williams, we're always embracing, and that's the cool thing about that company. They're an innovation technology company that happens to sell real estate. Yeah. Hey, thanks again, pal. You're going to continue to do well. We'll see you on the video podcast, hopefully maybe as soon as next month. And hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Russ. It was always a good time.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right, well, we'll be back for the last segment with Prime Lending and my man Michael Maher. Thanks for tuning in this Saturday morning in August. Back in a few minutes.
Home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.